Kadosh Boker Or Daf Yomi Masechet Batra Daf Nun Tet Amud Aleph 59a1. We are starting with the gutter. Tonight we learned in the Mishnah Amaschila Yesh La Chazaka. The gutter does have a Chazaka. Bishop Alamanda Amar. I understand Hanach Tarte Shapir. I understand according to the first two explanations. Whether of Shemuel or Rabbi Chanina, I understand the difference in halacha between the Marzev, which was the drain spout that does not have a chazakah, and the maschila, the gutter that does have a chazakah. But according to the Manda Amar, that's Rabbi Yirmiyah Barama, he says, Im ratzah livnot tachtav boneh. What does that mean now? He wants to build something else under there, and then he's allowed to. What's an afkamina? So he says, Hacha, here we're dealing with maschila shel binyan askin. We're talking about a gutter of binyan, which means that it's mamash like a stone. Okay? The Elmaleh that he says, Lo nichali de titrai shita. I do not want that the wall is going to become weakened, right? Because basically what's going to happen is because it's going to fall because of the wall. So therefore I don't want it. So Amar Rav Yudah Mashmuel Tzinor, when you have this pipe, now this pipe is going into my friend's field and there's water falling into my friend's field because of my pipe. So the guy wants to come and he wants to close it. He could stop him. He says, right? Just like you bought the chatzer to throw the water. I bought the water from your roof. Meaning I'm supposed to get the water from your roof. So Itmar, so it was stated, Rav Oshia comes and he says, Me'akev, he's able to stop him. Rabbi Chama says, he can't stop him. Azal Shulil Rav Bisa, so they asked Rabbi Bisa, and he told them, Me'akev, he could stop him from closing it off. Why? I get the water from your roof. So Karele Rami Rechama ve'achutum shulash b'minanu yinotek. Said Rav Oshia b'no shel Rechama b'no shel Rav Bisa. There's Rav Oshia, the son of Rechama, the son of Rabbi Bisa. There was 3 Dorot generations of Talmidei Chachamim that we know that when you have rabbi with son and grandson, that they're all Talmidei Chachamim, the Torah will always continue from there. Sulama Mitzri and lo chazakah. Remember that we have a Sulama Mitzri, there's no chazakah to it. Hechidan, what is the case of Sulama Mitzri? Amrid v'Rabbi Yanai, kol she'lo arba'a chavakin. If it does not have 4 rungs, so that's called Sulam Mitzri. Chalon Mitzrit en lo chazakah. Why is it that the Sulam we didn't explain and the Chalom we did explain? So he says, Mishun de Kabai iflug Rav Yehuda b'Seifa. But Rav Yehuda wanted to argue in the Seifa. So Amar B'Zira says B'Zira, when we're talking about the Chalon Suri, only if it's going to be lemata me'arba amot, if it's going to be below 4 amot, it has a chazakah. And therefore, right, you have the concept of the chazakah. Why was Yachol Imchot? Because he could come and he could rebuke. Right? He could come and he could say, listen, what's going on? But he says, Lamala me'arba amot, but if it's going to be above arba amot, en lo chazakah. There's no chazakah, and he could not stop him from opening such a window. Rabbi Ila comes and he says, even above 4 amot, en lo chazakah, there's no chazakah. Yachol limchot, and he could be mocheh. So leima bekofin midat sedom coming. So why don't we just say the machloket is are they arguing on midat sedom? Can I force you to do something if you don't lose anything from it? That's called kofin on midat sedom. Midat sedom, you're not losing anything. I understand you're losing out. Okay, but here you're not losing. So he says, the more savar kofin, more savar and kofin. Machloket, Rabbi Zera says, we force you. And Rabbi Ila says, no. Says the Gemara, no. Dechule alma, according to everybody, kofin. We do force you. Shanehacha, it's different over here. The Elmaleh, zimni numotav tashita totach. Sometimes you're going to put like a little bench or whatever it is, and then you're going to get up and you're going to actually, start looking into my property. So there was a guy that came in front of Rabbi Ami, Shadra lekamed Rabbi Abba bar Mama. And Rabbi Ami came and he sent in front of Rabbi Abba bar Mama to see what's the psak. Elmaleh, he says, Avi lek Rabbi Ila. You should do the deal like Rabbi Ila, that he could stop him. Why? Because basically he could say, listen, sometimes you're going to get on some type of a stool and then you're going to come up and you're going to start looking through the window. Amar Shmuel says, Shmuel le'ora afilu kolshu yesh lechazakah. Even to do with we're talking about a window which is made for light, even a small window, that in itself is already going to be a chazakah. So it comes out that the Baal Chatzer had to be mocheh, right? And for the fact that he didn't give a mecha, he didn't rebuke, so therefore it was done with permission. Starts the Mishnah Nun Tet Amud Aleph on the bottom, 59a on the bottom. The Mishnah Haziz. We're talking about like small little tiny things which used to stick out of the walls. Ad tefach, until 1 tefach, which means that if it has a tefach, yesh lo chazakah. Right, Nun Tet Amud Bet 59b, v'yachol limchot, and he could rebuke, right, he could give a mecha. Pachom mitefach, if it's going to be less than a tefach, en lo chazaka, there's no chazaka. Then you achol limchot, and he cannot rebuke. Amar Ravasi, Amar Rav Mani. Says Ravasi, name of Mani. The Amri Lan, some people say Rav Yaakov, in the name of Mani. Hechzik betefach, hechzik be'arba'a. If he's going to be machzik with a tefach, he's going to be machzik with 4 tefachim. My kamar, what does it mean to say? Amar Abaye, Abaye says, hachi kamar. Hechzik rochav tefach, b'meshach arba'a, hechzik berochav arba'a. Meaning, if he's going to come and he has a chazakah with his ziz, which is going to be the thickness, is going to be 1 tefach, right? With 4 tefachim, right? B'meshach 4 tefachim. So therefore, hechzik berochav arba'a. So he's got the length of 4 tefachim. Pachot mitefach, if it's going to be less than a tefach, he doesn't have a chazakah and he cannot rebuke. Amar Ravuna says, Lo shanu ela balagag. That's only going to be the owner of the gag. The balachatzer to the balachatzer. The balachatzer to the balagag, he could always rebuke, even if it's going to be less than a tefach. Rav Yehuda comes and he says, even balachatzer balagag, he cannot be rebuked. Lema, because we're going to say bezek riyah kamipal gets a machloket within hezek riyah, which means that over here you have a problem with the hezek of seeing. The more savar shmei hezek, more savar lo shmei hezek. Says the Gemara, no, that's not the machloket. The chuli alma shmei hezek, and here it's different. Damaleh, it's a shmishta lochazi. It's so small you can't even use it. So therefore, lemay chazi. So what are you going to do? Lemit lebamid, it's time to hang something. Madrina apai, right? I'm going to put a place and put your things there. The yidach, but the other one he comes and says, Amaleh zinin devitat. He says, no, sometimes it might fall, it might this, and then you're going to start looking in the chatzer. No. Right? That's why he says that there's going to be a hezek. Says the Mishnah on Nuntet Mubet. Lo yiftach adam chalonotav lechatzer shutafin. A person shouldn't open up windows to a partnered chatzer. Lakach bait b'chatzer acheret. If you buy a house inside of another chatzer, lo yiftachenu b'chatzer shutafin. You can open it up. Panal yal gabe meneto. If you if you put a second floor, lo yiftachenu lechatzer shutafin. You can put it to the chatzer shutafin. Ela im ratza, but if you want, bonet acheder lifnim bibeto. You're going to put it inside of his house. And then what you do is you make the entrance to the aliyah derech the house. So therefore, the only entrance to the second floor is through the house. You're not going to have an external entrance. Says the Gemara, why do we just say we're talking about a chatzer shutafin? Even a chatzer chavero, you're not allowed to. What does it mean? You cannot come and start opening up windows and opening up things to other places. So he says, lo mi baya kama. You didn't even need to say that. Lo mi baya, not even in a case of a chatzer chavero that you're not allowed to. Aval chatzer shutafin damale, that you could say, sof at the end, hakabayit itzanun minay bechatzer. You should have hid yourself in the chatzer. Kamash Malan comes to teach you damale that he says, adaina bechatzer avabayina itzanun minach. Until now, I could have hidden myself in my chatzer. Hashta, but now, afilu bebayit nami bayina itzanun. Now, even in my house, I have to hide my. Beforehand, in the chatzer, I already know. So you could be looking from the house. I have to be careful. And now, even in my own house, I have to be careful? No. Fine. So, we learned in a right. There was a story of a person, he opened up windows to the chatzer shutafin. Uval lifneh. Yeah. So this person comes and he opened up a window to the chatzer shutafin, and they came in front of Rabbi Ishmael, Rabbi Yossi. Amarlo, and he told them, "Echzakta b'ni echzakta. You have a chazaka, chazak u'baruch." So here it comes. It's mashma like kilu miyad. He made the chazaka immediately. Ubalifnei Rabbi Chia v'Yamani, he says, "Yegata upatachta." You opened up windows, but now you got to stone. Go and close them down. Why? There's no chazaka on them. But since there's no chazaka less than three years, so therefore there's nothing which is going to be comparable. Have a wonderful day.